Right.
What's going on?
Episode fucking 4.
Let's get into it. Nice and fucking early.
Welcome back. Tspt podcast, episode 4. I've actually got, first time we've done 3. You guys are the first.
First threesome, brother.
Yeah. First threesome of the podcast. First time for everything. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah. So we've got the two boys from Movement Districts. What is this? Where would you call this area?
EDGECLIFF.
EDGECLIFF.
Yeah.
They're not quite. I thought you guys were Double Bay.
No. Staying away from that territory. Too much competition there for us.
You guys are in a pretty fucking good spot though.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome gym. My first time here actually. It's sick. Do you know what I love? I love that fucking back area. Doing pull-ups out there looks fucking like animalistic. Yeah, fucking oath. You shoot some cool pull-up shots out there.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. But anyway, let's do some intros.
Yeah, bro.
Start with you, brother.
I'm Adam. And yeah, fucking been with Luke for about, 9 months now?
Yeah, about 9 months. Yeah.
About 9 months.
Fuck, that flew by, man.
Yeah, it's gone quickly. It started in lockdown.
Yeah.
As you know, we're working at Fitness First together, which was sick. I guess for me, coming into this industry personally was like, from 16, I remember I was at the pub with my old man, probably drinking illegally, and we're in the city before a concert, and I saw all these blokes in suits and whatever, and I remember saying to him, I was like, I never want to do that. Like, to me, if I wear a suit to work, I've failed, me personally, right? And then, soul searching, I was doing my psych degree at uni, soul searching about, fucking everyone goes to uni and don't know, like no one actually knows what they want to do. And I went into a corporate job for about 8 months after I left Fitness First for the first time. And I was so depressed, hated it. I went against everything I didn't want to do. And I came back into the fitness industry, loved it, did my certs, and I guess here we are, which is a nice little journey.
Where's your background though? You from Sydney, yeah?
Sydney,
How
yes.
long you been in Sydney for?
South African background.
Yeah, South African background.
Been here most of my life, bro.
Yeah, were you born Sydney
here,
though? Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But
whenever we beat you in rugby, I'm always, all the stuff has been in rugby.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I get messages from anyone who's got the touch of South Africa, and I hear it from fucking everyone.
Go for the throat.
And then we got old Croatian man, Luke, man himself.
Yeah.
So you owner?
Yeah.
Movement District? Nice.
Yeah.
Give us a bit of background around you, bro.
Dude, so what happened to me was I finished high school and then I didn't know what I wanted to do. I got into health science. And I was like fucking around for the first years of health science, and then towards the end of that, towards the second year of that degree, I'm like, I need to start taking my life seriously and shit.
Yeah.
That last semester, the last semester of the second year, I'm like, I need to start fucking studying. Did really well.
Yeah.
Got into sports science, and then I wanted to work towards like physio. Finished sports science, and then I did exercise physiology after that, and then I was going to do physio after. But I started working PT in the midst of that, and I absolutely fell in love with it.
No shit.
I'm definitely going to do this for fucking long time. Got a job at Vision. Do you know Vision PT?
Yeah. Which one?
Jemoyne.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
I was there for 6 weeks of my 8-week internship. I hated the manager. I hate people talking down to me.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then worked at Jets Cogra. Then I worked at Fitness First Rockdale, and then Fitness First Bondi. And then COVID happened, and then started working out of my garage. It got busy as hell. Then opened this place up after that.
No shit.
Yeah, so I've been around the block, dude. Yeah.
Damn, yeah, you've been fucking right around the block. You've been in so many different gyms. We've got a lot of that to unpack. But I just want to touch quickly on what you just said, talking about the suit thing. Was that the same for you, Luke? Did you always knew you wanted to work for yourself?
I was wanted to work for myself, and I knew I couldn't do a corporate job. Like, I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not good at, my parents wanted me to be an engineer and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not good at maths, but I'm good at dealing with people. Yeah, so I just knew that path wasn't for me. I knew a normal job was not for me. I'm just I like being a bit of a free.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty common through a lot of PTs. Well, just a lot of people that just do entrepreneurship, but just in general, like people that want to work for themselves. But it's funny you knew it so early.
Yeah, well, it's like, I don't know. So I mean, personally, I'd never be materialistic. I don't care about having expensive stuff. That's not who I am. Yeah. And I don't know, growing up, I was always like, I like dealing with people. I care about people. I don't know, then going into that corporate environment, the people were also sick. And And I guess that was really the spot where I was like, shit, like, fuck, this is not who I am. Like, going back to when I was that age, when I saw those people in suits, I'm like, okay, this is the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing of like, shit, okay, I need to go back and do something I love, right? Yeah. Which was at Fitness First. I love being in front of people. And then I guess for me, starting out in the fitness industry whilst being at uni, you'd sign some obese person up. 6 months later, you'd see him and their lives would be changed.
Yeah.
And it's like that started with that conversation. If you get what if you know what I mean.
100%. Like I remember do you remember we were on the piss that one time at that house party when you were first thinking about doing PT? Do you remember that?
Was that a Carnelations?
No, that was at...
dude, no, that was
Christmas
at
party.
Yeah, that was at Brody's.
Brody's house.
Yeah,
do you remember we were chatting
yeah.
about? And it was the first thing we had, and you said something real similar, because I remember you were talking about doing sales.
Yeah.
Not that feeling of helping people out, seeing them in the gym, and then now it looks like it translated pretty fucking well into your personal training.
Yeah,
which
bro,
is
and it's like
awesome.
Happy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just fucking still get pissed on the weekends, but
yeah,
like I'm happy doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And Luke, what's it like running your own gym? Fuck, after all those years of working for everyone else, you got no one to talk down to you now, bro. You just got the old mirror.
Except for me, bro. It's good, dude. It's good. It was always a long-term dream, so it's like, I love it. Like, I fucking love it. Like, I'm happy I did it. I love it. I'm more excited for things to grow, you know what I mean, in the future. So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So what was the process like finding the spot? Did it fall into your lap, or was it a fucking nightmare?
That was
I bet it was.
Dude. So it came towards this place and a place over there, but then they didn't want us over there because there's like a chandelier shop under us. Yeah, I know. I know.
Could you imagine?
A chandelier shop.
Could you imagine?
There's so many chandelier shops. There's one right fucking there. There's like 2 or 3 over there. Yeah, I know.
Can't deadlifting.
Older people.
Yeah.
People deadlifting fucking 200 kilos upstairs. Boom! The whole shop shaking.
And then that whole bit was so stressful. Actually, like you brought that up. So I found this place. I'm like, I want it. Put the deposit down, and then I didn't even have a DA from the council. Do you know what that is or no?
No.
Nah. Okay, so like let's say us 3 want to open a gym.
I nearly lied there and said I did. Sorry, keep going. Yeah.
Okay, let's say us 3 want to open a gym right now, and we go, all right, let's do it. We find the place. We have to get actually approval from the local council to say, yeah, you can do it. And like more often than not, bro, people in the building or like in the local area don't want a gym, but it's like they know it's fucking allowed.
Yeah.
They don't want fucking jocks like running around. They don't want wooing. They don't want things slamming on the floor. So it's like
monkeys huddling in the corner.
Exactly, like they do not want fit people around.
Yeah.
I signed the lease, signed the deposit, and then like 3-4 months later, then I got approval to actually, and then
3-4 months later,
dude, I was stressing. Like I know, I know, and I was training people here secretly, like with the paper.
Were you?
Yeah, I
just
know.
went in anyways.
Yeah.
So you had the key. They gave you the keys for you got approved.
Yeah, but I paid with the deposit, dude. I'm like, I want to fit it out. Yeah. I know. I was getting everything.
So were you still paying rent?
Yeah. Like, but generally speaking, when you have a commercial lease, they give you 3 months for free. So I had like 3 months for free. That's probably Foxy, one of our clients, anyway. Yeah. So 3 months for free. So I had 3 months for free, but still, like, you're paying like other things and. Dude, it was the most stressful period of my life. Like, so stressful.
My God, dude. And how long has it been open now? I don't know if you said that already.
December. So officially, December.
Officially, since the paper came down off the windows.
Yeah, December. Not December last year. The year before that. 2019.
It's so fresh, man.
Yeah, very fresh.
Super fresh. How much of this equipment did you have already?
Like nothing except the dumbbells. Yeah, and I bought that during lockdown.
Jesus, man.
Lockdown was a pretty productive time.
That was the first lockdown I bought the dumbbells.
Yeah, let's touch on that. How did you guys go during lockdown? We touched on it a bit before we started, but how was lockdown for you guys?
Really good, dude. Like I had 3-4 PTs training in my garage.
Yeah.
Dude, that was another.
This is the first lockdown.
Like, this is the first lockdown. So I had 3-4 PTs in my garage, and that was like fucking. It was crazy. Like honestly, like I shouldn't say this, but like there was one morning I was telling him the other day, I had like 9 people in my garage. Like training. I shouldn't even say this, but
That's gone now. No one cares anymore.
You gotta laugh about things. And then that happened. Now I knew I didn't want to go back to Fitness First. And then that's when this happened. Yeah.
That happened for a lot of people, eh? A lot of people.
It happened for a lot of people.
Yeah.
What were you doing in lockdown?
Car park.
Oh, car park.
Was that the first lockdown as well?
Oh, first lockdown. I don't know.
No, we were both.
No, first lockdown. I wasn't a PT yet.
We were both in sales, eh?
Yeah. Yes.
So what are you guys doing?
Just selling memberships.
Yeah.
No, but during lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, lockdown, I did fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Like, how awkward was that first lockdown? Like, it was like, see, the second lockdown, like, we were all like,
We knew.
Yeah, we knew what to expect.
Yeah.
The first one, like, we were like caught by surprise.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
fat and
I didn't have a
drank.
job. I just sat at home, and my missus and my housemate
Yeah.
both worked. So I just all day,
bumming
bro,
around.
sat on my ass doing nothing, and they were working the whole time. It was so bad. That second lockdown, when you were training people, what did you guys do? You guys were at the park, yeah?
Yeah.
What park? Oh, Rush Cutters. How was that?
Amazing.
Yeah, it was good.
And you had the spot then, yeah?
Yeah, but so I negotiated with the person that owns the place. If I can't open the doors, because when I first got the lease, it was like just coming out of lockdown.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if lockdown occurs again, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it won't happen. But I'm like, if it does, I'm not paying rent. And they're like, yeah, no, it's deal. So
Smart. Thank God for
so
that.
I like 6 months of not paying rent, and then but in the meantime, we were also busy. I was busier than ever.
Yeah.
And that's when Adam sort of finished up his 12-week transformation. A week before that, I'm like, Adam, would you consider working with me? Because I'm so busy at the moment.
If you think about it, it's like perfect marketing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Like, finish looking like you finish off that
Yeah.
straight into PT. Like, okay, shit. Like,
Dude, I've said to so many people, I've had such a lucky last 12 to 18 months, and then obviously meeting Adam, I can massively improve that. Yeah.
Were you looking to hire
Yeah.
at that point?
Yeah.
And then he just fell in your lap?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you meet Luke?
so it was through
Your brother.
through my brother Josh.
Oh, yeah.
They were doing jiu-jitsu together. I remember, like, I was going through a phase of, like, bro, I was always training and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, my diet wasn't 100%. You know, getting on the sauce often. And my older Josh did a transformation with Luke, and I'm like, oh, fuck, this looks kind of sick. Like, you know, who are you seeing? And he's like, oh, I'm seeing my mate from jiu-jitsu, Luke. Like, you should go see him. Anyways, I had enough of myself at that point. I was like, fuck, I just need to get some good habits, whatever. Came in to see Luke, and then about, 10 weeks into the transformation, Luke was like, yeah, by the way, so I was going to do mentorship with him anyway.
Okay.
I asked him to do like mentoring and stuff, and he's like, yeah, sick. And then with 2 weeks left, I had done my certs, and he's like, yo, like, you know, we're heaps fucking busy. Can you come give us a hand down at the park?
What's your experience been like being a PT so far?
Yeah, bro, it's been good. I think best thing, like, I think it will probably vary for all of us, but when you get a text from someone being like, I'm feeling so good,
Yeah.
best feeling in the world
What do you
as a
enjoy most
trainer.
about it?
Pardon me?
What do you enjoy most about being a PT?
Probably the same thing.
Yeah?
I've always been a people person, right?
you
So
can tell.
for me, like, I always knew I wanted to do sport, but I just fucked around and been traveling for so long. I just left it for so long. I just left it. It was a random thing for me. Do you know what's funny? It's probably changed because when I was studying at New Zealand Institute of Sport, my original thing was I played a lot of footy, so I wanted to do strength and conditioning because I wasn't good enough to actually crack it. So I was like,
Dude, that was like me with soccer.
yeah.
It hurt so much.
I was like, I'll just coach. Fuck it. But so that was my original thing. And then when I started personal training, started actually training general pop. And I remember before I did that, when I was at NZIS, I was like, fuck, I never want to train old ladies.
Yeah.
Like in my head, like when I was younger, like I just didn't understand. And then when you get in, taking people from zero gym confidence to seeing people walk in the gym and pick up barbells, set up a squat rack and deadlift without giving a fuck who's looking at them in the gym is such a cool feeling.
Yeah.
And then now it's probably leading on for that, it's probably changed a little bit for me now because as I've got more educated and I understand more about nutrition and more about new training, I'm probably not trying to make everyone into me. I'm probably meeting everyone more at their level and trying to get everyone to make it like lifestyle changes for me is more of something that I love about the goal. Like getting people to do this shit 2-3 times a week for the rest of their life is probably the best part about being a PT for me now.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the hardest part for me, like when starting out, was because I know the way like I train, and I know my limits in terms of lifting, in terms of diet, whatever. The thing I struggled with, I remember we used to talk about it, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't know, like, am I pushing this person enough? Am I pushing them too hard? Kind of thing. Is knowing what's good for that person, because everyone's different. You know, when it comes to like my 77-year-old client's going to be fucking different to my 25-year-old client.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And it's just about, I guess, gauging where that person's at was fucking. It took me a while to get my head around that.
And that's what makes the job interesting, right?
Yeah, it challenges you that
Getting
way.
those different people, getting those people that have those injuries or have those past experiences with nutrition or those past experiences with bad gyms or bad trainers, like facing those challenges as a trainer and then finding ways around it and completely flipping the way they view health and fitness is fucking challenging, but it makes you a better trainer too. And then you're just like, that is a fucking rewarding part of the job as well.
Yeah, it is.
How about you? What's your favorite part about being a PT? You've been doing this shit longer than us.
I've been doing it for ages. Honestly, the best thing I like is 12-week transformations. I know. I love people. Like, he came with me through a 12-week transformation. I love that. Like, not like, but not to say like, I know most people just don't have that urge to do that or want to do that. That's cool. But that's what I like doing the most. Like, I love that shit. I love like working with them, working in detail with them, getting them a mad result. That like, And the second thing I like most is like, you know how you were saying before, like how you train old ladies? I actually love training old people. Like we have a Fit Over 50s program here. And like you get to talk to people that like they've cool life experiences and shit like
100%, 100%. And again, like a lot of those people that do come in that might be a little bit older, a lot of people I've trained, no experience with the gym too. So they're actually easier clients. Just in a way of they don't have any preconceived idea. You train someone that's already been training for 4 years and not getting results. You have to fucking unteach all the stuff that they've already learned and then trying to reteach. So much harder. Someone comes in, I've never been here before, thank fuck.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Your cousin hasn't told you how to fucking
Exactly right. Like they come in with a blank slate, they're ready to learn. They'll just do anything that you kind of say. Whereas like people trying to unteach people or people that have done things not wrong but just differently for an extended period of time and not the way that you usually coach or do things, that's another fucking...
Also, bro, it goes the same with like the diet stuff. Like when some you know, you see, especially like the older generation, like you're telling them to have a high protein diet, fucking whatever. And they're going on like, you know, I'll just have fruit juice and fucking kale. And I'm like, bro, like, that ain't gonna work. Like, we need to educate, and then because I don't know, I feel like that generation have been brought up to believe, you know, just fruit and veggies is just it. If you want to,
of course,
you know what I mean.
So it's all they hear. If you don't know what you don't know.
You don't
know what you don't know. It's so hard. Like you hear, even we did. Like when we probably started all going to the gym. Like the shit that I used to think.
But bicep curls and bench press.
For me, I was real skinny, right? And like I said, I thought I was going to be a fucking All Black when I was a kid. So when I was like 14, I realized everyone was getting way bigger and I wasn't, bro. Fucking mutant mass and like those big shakers. Just didn't eat enough food, like had no understanding of nutrition. A lot of like those, a lot of high calorie shakes. I didn't really understand like movement mechanics or understand much about big lifts. It was more just you assumed that just by doing machines you would get bigger and move better. Like I remember one of the first times I went to the gym, I remember grabbing a cable and just like rotating it as fast as I could because I was like, this is going to make me pass a ball like a fucking gun. So I was just sitting in the gym like 14. If I saw someone doing that now, you'd be like, holy, what is that kid doing? Like little things like that, just not knowing how to structure programs, progressive overload, never knew. And then just nutrition, understanding food. For me being smaller, just thought, you just have to have like shakes. And then just like, it was all supplements, right? Whereas that stuff should be supplementing your nutrition. It shouldn't be your nutrition. That's what it was for me. Like supplements were like, that's all I had because I thought that's what they sell. It's like fitness industry, right? They're going to hit on your pain points. They're going to sell you a shake that has a whole bunch of calories telling you, like you're going to put mass on just by having that. I'm like, oh sweet.
The man shake.
How much easier, like if put it aside, how much easier for like a supplement company to sell, hey, buy this and it's going to help you lose weight or it's going to help you gain size, as opposed to us saying, hey, you need to train 3-4 times a week and fucking do this, do that, eat well, sleep well. You know what I mean? It's so much easier for them to sell that as a result.
100%. Those quick fixes are massive.
It's an easy cop out.
It's like people do it unknowingly. Like people don't know.
It's uneducation. They're not educated. You know what I mean?
I've heard it in passing, but it's like I heard a good thing on a podcast the other day I was listening to, and the guy was saying, you know, when I sit down and have a conversation with someone, he goes, if someone says, I want to lose 10 kilos in a stupid, like small amount of time, he goes, all right, there's two ways we can do it. We can do it, and we can do what you just asked me. We can lose 10 kilos in a month or some shit. Or we can do it in a way where we lose the 10 kilos, but it'll take longer, but then you'll never put it back on again. What would you rather? And they're like, oh, what? And it's like, well, you know what I mean? Like there's ways that I can make you lose weight straight away, but a lot of the time the problem is a lot of people lose weight. Heaps of people lose weight every year, but not a lot of people know how to keep the fucking weight off.
Yeah.
And if that's where it comes in for like the way I'm trying to coach now is being a guide to help people make life changes so that they can take weight off and then they're never going to gain it again because they know how to train, they know basics in nutrition, and things like that. And then that way they're going to live a better lifestyle fucking forever.
Yeah. And then as well, like if you're doing that, like you can enjoy your life as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing we definitely want to talk about, right?
Oath. Yeah, 100%.
So like enjoying our lives, like I said, you drink?
Yeah.
Bro, that was the biggest concern I had when I first started working. I was like, oh, like, is it like straighty 180? Like, can I ask him to go for a beer, whatever? Came in one morning on a Monday and he looks at me and he's like, ugh. I've had the biggest weekend and I was like, yes, he's normal, thank God.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't even give off the perception
No,
that I'm
because
not fucking... I know.
you know when you go like in the fitness industry, like you see, especially where we live in the eastern suburbs, people like their body is their life.
Yeah, true.
In an unhealthy way, right?
Yeah.
Like to me, in my eyes, that defeats the purpose of going to the gym. Right? We go to the gym to have a good balance and mental health and being like, you know, even having a good body, that's fine. But when it dictates your life, that's too much.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I think
for
it's really
sure.
important to have that balance of, fuck, if I want to have a chocolate, like what you pump 3 feta frogs every morning for breakfast.
Yeah,
but it's a good balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
But it's because like we probably all know to an extent now enough about nutrition that we can have beer, we can have Frederick frogs, like we can eat chocolate because we understand
what you can and can't
what we
do.
can and can't have and how to manipulate food and like calories and you know all macronutrients in a way that stuff isn't going to affect us. Like I heard James Smith say once, the only problem with gaining weight is not knowing how to lose it. Like there should never be a problem with putting on weight. Like over Christmas, New Year's, I think I said this in a podcast with Dom, over Christmas, New Year's, things like that. No one should have to be like, fuck, I don't want to like eat shit or have too much fun because I don't want to put on weight. Fuck that. It's fucking Christmas and New Year's. Like we should be able to have fun, come out, be like, oh, I'll put on 3 kilos. And then just dial in, you know what you need to do, you know where your macros sit, you know where your calories sit. You dial in for 4 weeks, it's gone.
100%.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's, I think people are scared of the emotional thing of like, oh, I've gained weight, oh no, you know what I mean? It's that, all that, you know, stigma around.
100%.
Negative stereotype, which is like, I don't get it. It's just like, yeah, of course I like being lean and I feel good being lean and whatever. Like it's definitely going to help your body confidence or whatever. But like, if you put on 3 kilos, like who actually gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But like, okay, for you it might be intrinsic or whatever, but it can take you 2 weeks to lose. As you said, it's not a long time. As you dial macros back, cool, back on track.
Yeah.
Balance.
One thing I heard, like you touched on it just real briefly, in terms of mental health, right? One thing I think when you talk about most people that have been training for an extended period of time, like what's the most thing you love about training? Generally, it's how it makes them feel, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
100% dude.
Yeah.
100%.
And generally, I don't know about you guys, but for me it was, like generally the reason we started training wasn't for that.
No, it's ego, bro.
Exactly. Like, but then, you know, the further along you get in your fitness journey, you start to realize like, fuck, I actually feel great like when I do this shit.
Yeah.
And then you like perspective of why we change and the reason why we change ends up flipping on us, and that's why we do it. And getting people that are just starting out to realize that is the challenge, right?
Yeah.
Because at the start too, like if it is just a straight looks thing, if you're an Eastern Suburb person that's like, I only want to look good, well, unfortunately, you're going to fucking age too.
Yeah.
So if it's always going to be a looks thing for you, like it can be a looks thing for a while, if it's always going to be a looks thing for you, that's when people are going to start doing other shit, like, you know, doing plastic surgeries and then doing like steroids and stuff like that. Because like, fortunately, you're going to get older, your body's not going to look as shredded as you will 20 as you will at 30 probably, or even less than 40. So like, eventually, if people can stick with training, they're going to get those mental health benefits just like we are lucky enough to have, and that we're trying to get them to all fucking have as well.
Yeah, and I remember I was having this conversation with Porsche, one of Luke's clients this morning, and I remember I was jumping on the assault bike, and bro, like between you, like I said to Luke, I was like, bro, I cannot be fucked to do this. Like, but I think one of the big things with exercise as well, like let's be honest, I mean, we've been doing it for a while, so obviously we enjoy it. It's like we take leisure in doing it. For a lot of people, they fucking hate going to the gym.
Yeah.
They hate exercise, right? But I think if I say to myself, I want to do something and do it, It's something little. It could be I'm going to, have vegetables with my dinner. And if I do that, it's small confidence building over time.
Yeah.
So if I say to myself, I'm going to go on myself like 20 minutes and I actually do it, I'm gaining confidence, like very incrementally, small steps.
Into the realm of fitness.
Into the realm of every, but you're going to take it into every aspect of your life because it goes away from, I can't do this to, fuck yeah, I can do this shit. And then I can save more money. I can start this business. You know what I mean? I think it all leads to that. I don't know.
No, 100%. I think it leads on to so many other things in life. People's confidence and things like that. Like the way people feel, like you just mentioned. Like there's so much stuff about it. And it's just like, one thing I do want to ask you guys as well is like, what's one thing you wish you could change in the fitness industry?
I'll let you start. You've been around.
You've been around the longest, bro. You would have seen it all, man.
Dude, actually, I used to get bitter about this, but now I don't. But like, when people like just like look good, but then like, and they're like popping on Instagram or whatever, that's fine. But and then people just like, so people have this thing. It's like, if you look good, they think that you know how to help them get fit. You know what I mean? Which is like not exactly wrong, but like most people that just look good and take steroids and fucking jacked. They aren't necessarily the best trainers. Like, who they actually helped? What's their results? Who have they? You know what I mean? Like, whose
lives have they changed?
Yeah, whose lives have they changed? Sort of thing. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that used to fucking give me this shit. But now I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
How about for you?
For me, I remember I was speaking to my older brother about it, and we're talking about like, I get that marketing online for this industry is massive, but it alludes to that point. It's like, I wish we could take away who looks the fucking best online. But as you said, like, the fitness industry has gone away from actually fitness and health to marketing.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like
100%.
Everything's about, I know you're running a business and whatever, but like it's just about who looks the best, basically what you said before, 100%. Like I wish, and also like, I hate to say it, I want to call it like fucking F45 and that shit. Good to go do, sick, but you're not going to, like James Smith said it, you're exercising, you're not training.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
100%.
So I think that gimmick bullshit is just, it's misleading. Same as like a fad diet.
Yeah.
Keto. Sick. Like, if I fucking stop eating 1/3 of my macros, of course I'm going to lose weight.
Yeah.
And as we said before, I'm going to put that back on.
Yeah.
It's misleading, a quick fix. That's one thing I would personally.
Yeah. And with that marketing stuff, again, you don't know what you don't know. Like even
that's the problem.
If I'm to be objective, like it's like fitness is a business, okay?
Yeah.
They win in the realm of marketing, so they just win in that they're better at marketing. Simple as that. That's the bottom line.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Which is why I think is another reason why I wanted to start a potty, right?
Yeah.
Because like I think of all the good coaches that I feel like I get to speak to and that I've been lucky enough to be around in the industry, if all those motherfuckers had a larger voice, you'd slowly but surely chip away at all of this
100%.
all of the stuff that we like are constantly battling against daily when we're sitting in these consultations and meeting people and trying to help them. You know what I mean?
It's like yeah. So I've got a mate, and she's always like to me, she'll send me photos of her steps in the day, right? And she'll be at like 200 steps or whatever, and she'll be like, "Yeah, it's all good though. I'm gonna go smash a 2-hour gym session." And
What did she do?
she sends me a message laughing, "Oh, I've only done 200 steps today, but it's fine. I'm gonna go, go to the gym for 2 hours."
Yeah.
And I was like, "How about you get the basics right? Fucking get off your chair and go for a walk. Don't go to the gym 5 times a week. You're probably going there and you're not even going 5 times a week. How about you start small and focus on doing 5 walks a week and 2 gym sessions a week. You know what I mean? And then, I feel like the fitness industry is like, bro, when we used to work in sales of Fitness First, you'd have the average person who's never been to a gym before. Yeah, I know I'll be here 7 times a week when they first start out. And it's like, well, how about you start off once or twice a week, build your confidence and come in, in a month 3 times a week.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys do your consult, but my whole first question with that is always like, what can you do for the rest of your life? If you're telling me you can go to the gym 7 days a week for the rest of your life, I'll do that for you. That's what we'll program. If that's what I'll program, that's what we'll do forever. You know what I mean? And same with their food. They're like, I've lost 5 kilos already. Fuck, that's awesome. How'd you lose it? Oh, I stopped eating breakfast. I stopped eating breakfast, lunch. I just have a shake. And I'm like, fuck me. Do you want to do that for the rest of your life? And they're like, no. And then I'm like, then stop that shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Because then the moment you reintroduce your food again, you're just going to put it on. So that's like a big thing that I always touch on. It's like finding whatever you can do for the rest of your life. Your client be like, I want to smack a 2-hour gym session. That's good, but in the grand scheme of things, in 5 more years where you don't care as much how big your booty is, are you still going to want to go and do a 2-hour workout?
Yeah.
Like find something that's going to fit in with your lifestyle and that you can do forever.
Yeah, it's like find the love for it.
Exactly, find the love for it and then get those benefits that we all get. Those benefits that we can still go out, we can still, have a drink, we can go out for dinner whenever we want. We don't ever really feel that restricted.
Guilt. I think I'm also guilty as well.
Yeah, guilty. Yeah,
Guilt
huge
is
thing. Massive.
Like you look at, a lot. I'm like, back to that Instagram thing. You see a lot of these influencers or whatever who have, fucking 6-packs or whatever. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah,
you
correct.
don't know what their mental health is like. It could be fucking shit because they're not eating any food.
Yeah.
Just to have this image of, you can be lean if you do this, and this, a few fucking burpees in your front living room.
And it's like what Luke mentioned when you're saying like people were just like massive on steroids and stuff and then they're selling. It's like half those people probably in their peak take all their photos, 10 different fucking locations, post them all year round.
Yeah.
In reality, they don't look like that all the time.
No.
Like we know as trainers to get to look like that and do that consistently over a long period of time is
It's like a full-time job.
fucking hard.
It's like no one would do it unless you're getting paid for that.
Yeah.
Like unless you're like, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
I heard a thing and it was talking about, it was a podcast I was listening to and they were talking about females saying they don't want to get too bulky. Yeah. I'm sure you would have heard this a lot. And then one of the things that guy was saying that he says back to them is he goes, how many people have you seen in real life that are over 7 foot tall?
No.
And they're like, oh fuck, I don't know, like 1, 2. And then he's like, for the people the females or like the people that you see that are those like elite top 1% that you see on Instagram that are fucking shredded to the nines, he's like, those are the 7 foot tall people.
Yeah.
They not only work really hard and probably train full time, they have the genetics to be able to fucking look like that.
Yeah.
The chance that you have the same genetics as that person is much more unlikely than you even being 7 foot tall. Could even be just as like rare. Like it's like because he's quite a big guy and he's like, people say to me, I don't want to get too bulky. He's like, I've been trying to get too bulky my whole life. And it just still hasn't happened for me. Like you've got to be a very rare genetically like ready person and then have just the training to do that shit full time all the time.
Dude,
to look like that.
For girls to say that, like it's not like you're gonna do like weight sessions and then wake up the next morning and be fucking massive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't happen like that. It happens like gradually.
Yeah.
If you have the genetics, if you have genetics,
Yeah.
if you're like eating enough food, if you're doing all this stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors that
play.
influence those,
Yeah. Let me know if your hand gets tired, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
All that training, you should be fine.
Exactly.
Let's have a wee chat about. Look, I obviously try and want to help. If someone does watch this and never been to the gym, that's one thing I always want. It's good information out there. So let's talk. Let's say someone comes in first time coming into a gym. Let's use your guys' gym as an example. What's the experience like the first time you come into movement? You've never been to a fucking gym before and you walk in here. What's it like?
Yeah. So generally, I ask them like, have they been to a gym before? Do they have any injuries at the moment? I keep it pretty cash because just for that reason, I don't want there to be too many barriers for them coming inside. And then I get them to do like a light session, and then after that takes your own experience to gather like how much can and can't they do. And that's where like the art of actually coaching people comes into play, where it's like, oh, like, is this too much for them? Do they want to be pushed? Do they not want to be pushed? Like there's so many different things that fall in consideration to give them for them to have a good time. Sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like it's basically up to you to gauge like this person. Can they do this? Can they do more? Can they do less? You know what I mean? Yeah.
For someone who was coming into the gym who maybe doesn't have the confidence yet to go up to a PT, or let's say they go commercial, so Anytime Fitness over the road.
Yeah.
If let's just say they walk in there, what's the best advice you give them?
Stick to machines and have a program. Like, because if you have a program, you know what you're doing in there. Because even back to when I used to train, like when I was on a PT, I would come in, and if I was lost, like you feel lost, like you feel lost.
You don't know what to do.
Yeah, you don't want to feel lost. You want to come there like and be prepared, know what you're doing. So have a program, from a PT, probably. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, ideally.
Yeah, and like, if you're really unconfident, stick to machines, and that just build your confidence from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is probably a little bit of a selfish question for me too, because I'm still getting better with my nutrition. I'm not gunning it by any means, but for me, like with food, what's initial changes for someone? They're looking to make some healthy changes. What would you guys start with? Like, what's a good, easy few things? You've kind of touched on a couple things already, but what's an easy few things people can do to start out on eating better? And
I think alternatives. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I don't know. One thing we love doing is like finding alternatives, because like no one wants to have a fucking boring diet, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, a lot of our clients, which we're fortunate, have never trained before, don't know their food, so it's awesome. We can actually use what we know to give them fully. Bread. You shouldn't have to cut bread out of your fucking diet. Like, instead of having high carb bread, find the low carb option.
Yeah.
Ice cream. Go to search, you know, educate yourself on what's out there. Instead of having a Coke, have a fucking Coke Zero. You know what I mean? It's all those things. I think you don't have to cut out all the good stuff in your life. There are alternatives which are good for you. I don't even drink protein shakes anymore. I just eat high protein bread. And I'm like, I can eat bread every day. It's sick.
He finds the weirdest hacks.
Yeah, it's good. The newest one's paddle pops. Good shit.
He sent me a fucking photo of like a paddle pop. I'm like, oh, awesome.
Yeah, sick. Here's a new one. Yeah.
We have a PDF that has like 12
different things that are just
like hacks, yeah. And just
Oh my God, that's sick.
Cool,
yeah. Because like, you still want to live your life.
Of course.
It's like, I can go home tonight, have ice cream, right? Okay, it's a low carb option, high protein.
It doesn't taste as good as
It doesn't taste as good, but like, but I'm still.
Yeah, you're there. You're heading in the right direction.
You're heading in the right direction. And it just means come Saturday night when I'm out, I'm not going to feel guilty when I wake up if I slam 12 beers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've created that room during the week. I've been disciplined. I've earned that right to, you know, have that, and it's not going to affect my body composition.
Yeah, do you know one hack that I've been using a lot more, especially with my younger clients that are more like me, like that are going to get on the piss on the weekend, you know, and go out and have food and stuff on the weekend. Like, I find it so easy to eat well Monday to Friday, but like, not as much Friday night, but like, you know what I mean? Like those Friday, Saturday, Sunday is obviously the days I find the hardest. I'm not in as much routine.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've found that's worked a lot for me, I don't even know, I might have got it from James Smith. I can't remember where I saw it, but it was tracking Friday to Friday. Yeah. So it's like you start your calorie week on Friday. So then, you know, you go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you blow out, then when Monday comes around, you're like, oh.
It's like having man shake.
It's a learning that I never expect them to nail it, right? Like I go, let's go Friday to Friday. First 2 weekends they blow out and they're like, oh shit. They're like, oh, I went over my calories. I'm like, I knew you would, because they don't have an understanding of how much they're having. But then once they start getting an idea of how much they're having, they still have fun on the weekend, but they know like, oh shit, I don't want to be. I don't want to have nothing to eat on Monday. Like I want to try and hit my cows. And I've found that's worked. Especially with my young clients, that's worked quite well, because then they know Monday. Okay, this is what I have left of Thursday.
That's a good idea,
Split them up by 4, and then when they get back to Friday, you get a reset, and then you don't have to feel as bad.
Is that so? With your young clients, is that specifically if they want to drop weight, like?
Specifically if they're looking to lose some body fat.
Cool.
Generally,
cool.
just because, and then I know they want to have too much, and they might struggle with that because then they beat themselves up about it, like what you're saying. They get real guilty about it.
It was funny because I was that couple you met before, I was speaking to them about, you know, living a balanced life, and because they were like, oh, I spent to Byron Bay, blah blah, you know, could have been better, whatever. And I said to them, I was like, if I'm looking to lose weight over a period of time and I want to hit this goal, right? 100%, you're going to be hungry. It's not going to be the best experience for however many weeks.
Yeah.
But when you get there, right, and you want to maintain that weight, there's no reason why you can't track during the week, chill on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason why you can't do that. And I think that's, as well, what more coaches need to be putting out there. Like, you don't need to be tracking 7 days a week to have a fucking six-pack.
Nah. Like, I heard, like, intuitive eating, right? Just roughly knowing what you're having.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, I don't want to track. I'd prefer to just intuitively eat. And I understand that. Like, I don't feel like you should have to track 7 days a week. But I think, especially if you haven't done nutrition-y stuff before, you've never had a look at your calories or your macros, I think you need, if you want to intuitively eat, you can, but you need to first have an understanding of what's on your plate.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy for you to not track your food, but you need to, for at least a month, 6 weeks, actually track, not so much so that we can restrict you, but so that you have an understanding of what's in the food that you're eating.
Yeah.
Because then when you do go to intuitively eat in later points, you can be like, oh, okay, I'm having this much chicken. If I have this amount of food throughout the day, I know my calories are roughly here or hereabouts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's okay for you to intuitively eat. Because, you get a lot of people that will say, I've had really bad experiences with tracking my food. I got obsessive and stuff. And I'm just like, I almost feel like people just weren't coached properly, or they probably tried to do it on their own.
Yeah.
Because if you have a good coach,
Yeah.
that shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? I've never had a problem tracking my food like them, so I can't speak. But and also, I feel like if you have a good coach and you can get a good understanding of the reason why you're tracking, then I don't feel like you should get too obsessed with tracking as much.
Yeah, and I find I think there's a big difference as well between, a lot of people, like even my mates, some of my mates will say to me, oh, like you track during the week, it's a bit obsessive. And it's like, no, I like being in control.
Yeah.
It's like budgeting my money.
Yeah.
Another joke. It's like, it's the same thing. It's like, it's not obsessive. I just want to know what I'm putting in my body. I go weeks where I do intuitively.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for me, I say to Luke, it's like, I like tracking because I feel like if I'm tracking my food, I'm more conscious about the money I spend, not because I want to save money, but I'm more conscious about my mental health. I'm in charge. I'm in control.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And it's,
100%.
I don't know, a big part of the mental game, I guess, for me, more mental health wise. So I don't think there's anything obsessive about tracking, but I guess if you are a coach and you're putting your client onto 1,000 calories a day,
it's crazy,
yeah.
People be out there giving those quick fixes just to get more clients.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I guess with those, coming back to those hacks as well with the food, I guess it is rewarding when you can be like, dude, you can still, eat chocolate and ice cream. It's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
And then people get all weird about it. How many times have you done nutrition with someone and they go, wait, can I not eat pasta? Why? Like when I knew that people thought that carbs were a big problem, but I never knew how many people thought carbs were a big problem until you start doing nutrition. Every time, wait, so I can still have bread, eh? Yeah, you can still have bread. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like what this dude I was speaking to, he's a big boy. He's like, he's 6'5", he's like a rugby player. He's a big boy. He's not like overweight. He's a big boy. And he's I'm looking to cut a bit of weight. And I was like, cool, bro, we'll start you off with 2,000 calories. And he's like, what? Like, that's way too much food for me. My old PT put me on like 1,500. And I'm like, bro, like, that's fucked.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he's like, I've always struggled with, my weight. And I'm like, this is why you struggle with your weight.
Yeah.
Because you've been misled, misguided.
Not sustainable.
Nah, bro.
It's like so not sustainable.
No, it's like if I eat 1,500 calories a day, I'm going to be, just full of shit no one's going to want to be around me. I'm going to get to the weekend and be like, well, that was a shit fucking week. Like, that sucked.
Do you know what's a hard one that I still kind of struggle with is people that have been eating fuck all for ages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get those clients that have put on weight. They put on 5-10 kilos in the last year or two, and then I'm like, show me what you eat, and I'm like, you eat like 1,200 calories a day. Like, why the fuck are you? When I first started, I was like, why are you putting on weight? But then now that I understand that, like, obviously for like people that aren't coaches, like if you eat that so low for so long, your body's just going to adapt because your body doesn't want to lose fat, right? From fucking cavemen.
Like, dude, a lot of people lie, dude. Like, I know you're saying. Metabolism does sort of cater to what you're actually feeding it, but like a lot of people are so oblivious, and because he's likes tracking. Do you track or not really?
On and off.
I don't. But like, if you've never tracked, you're completely oblivious to like how much food you're fucking eating, and like when you're picking, you're like, you know what I mean? You're lot, you don't factor that in basically. Yeah,
well, that comes back to what I was saying about not knowing what's in your food.
Yeah.
Because like I remember I had a client. She was fairly overweight. She would have been like 140 kilo odd. She wrote me a food tracker. Her diet wasn't great, but like one of the things we touched on straight away was like, she wrote like I snack on nuts at work.
Yeah, it's like,
and I'm like, how many do you have? And then she's like, I don't know, I've just got a bag in my drawer.
Yeah,
and then I just pick of them.
Yeah.
There's like literally 1,000 things you can eat with less calories than that. You know what I mean?
And they're like, oh no, like I just like pick at it and like, fuck. You have a cup, like you have a cup of nuts, and then you put that, when you put that into MyFitnessPal and you go, I have a cup of almonds, you're like, whoa.
It's like 1,500 calories.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's the same thing with like a cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just shit you don't
No,
consider.
like I always say to my clients, I'm like, one thing I love doing, but especially when down at the park, I'd be like, okay, do you want a coffee? When we first started out, I'd be like to them, do you want a coffee? Let me go get you a coffee. Let me get a long black. What do you want? And they'd be like, oh yeah, I'll grab an almond latte, almond cap.
I remember this.
Because I'm watching my weight. Come on, I said, cool, download MyFitnessPal for me, I'll be back in a second. Right?
Yeah.
Got her to track it and she was like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, you could have had a fucking chocolate while you were instead.
Does the almond have more than a cappuccino?
Oh, bro, like it is like as much of a muchness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you said it's just something they don't think about.
And I was like, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Personally, I'd rather have a Kit Kat. But like, if you want to do that, that's fine.
Thing, like, if you're gonna like actually enjoy your calories, you might as well fucking have something nice. You know what I mean? And not like something like semi-healthy.
Yeah.
And then,
because then this is the problem with losing track, right?
Yeah.
If I have that almond cap, right? In my mind, if I'm that person, I'm like, okay, well, this morning I did something very healthy.
yeah.
I substituted that for a full cream milk, and that's good. So therefore, tonight, if I have a chocolate, it's fine. And I'm like, well, you've done it. It's a bit of a double whammy here.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess coming back to what you were saying, making people aware of what they're eating through tracking. Bro, the amount of clients I get online that say to me, this is life-changing. I know what I'm eating now. There's a plan in place. I'm not guessing. It makes such a big difference, not only to the way they're going to look, but their confidence with their gym experience.
Yeah, and that's amazing, eh?
Yeah,
and that comes all the way back around to what we were just saying about what we like about the industry. Like,
yeah, it's so rewarding.
And speaking of, let's hear it from both of you. What do you guys want to actually achieve in the industry?
Well,
Do you want to elaborate?
yeah. So like in the near future, just open up more studios, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Are you looking for another place at the moment?
I wouldn't say we're probably just shy of that.
Okay.
Like a couple, 6 months.
That's awesome, bro. That's sick.
It's
It's
in our
our
head.
head, probably about 6 months
Yeah.
away from that at the moment.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out the right place, the right location to move.
Yeah.
To get another one.
You had a rough idea?
We're thinking Potts Point, but I can see that Potts Point, the rent would be quite high.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, you never know. Like,
Yeah,
you know
of
what I mean?
course,
Like,
of course.
You would think EDGECLIFF would be fucking expensive, but then I found it a bit of found like a space.
Yeah, you might just drop it. Gym might just fall into your hands.
Exactly,
You never know.
yeah.
Although I love going up to Potts Point. Different characters everywhere.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in like you have to like what you do, hence what we do.
Yeah, for sure.
And that also like goes into like you want to be where you work. You know what I mean? Hence, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for you, bro, what do you want to...
Yeah,
I know you haven't been in the industry that long, but like, what do you want to achieve, bro?
No, I
what
want
do you
to
do?
open up a couple of studios, and like it was funny. This beginning of this year, I was like cliche, writing down all my goals.
Yep, yeah,
and
of
whatever,
course.
which was sick. And I've got this little always go to Watson's Bay Hotel, grab myself a beer, and just sit there by myself, and I jot down my little goals. And I guess one of them there was two related to this. It was I want to help as many people as possible feel good about their bodies, and the second one was like open up studios as well, which is like 6 months away probably from another one, and then day by day go from there.
That's fucking awesome.
What about you, bro? What are you looking to achieve?
Same as exactly what you said. I want to affect as many people as possible.
Yeah. I
Right.
think,
So, for me, I don't. I like in an ideal world at the moment. I think I would like to be online coaching.
Yeah.
Because I feel like one for me, I've lived in so many different places. I've been around. Like I quite like moving around. I quite like having a bit more freedom. So, for me, online would be really, really cool. Just to be able to be mobile and I just think the reach is so huge, right?
Yes.
Like I think the more people we can get to, you guys opening more studios, hitting more people, like me going online and hitting more people, the more people we can affect with the right information, the fucking better. Like the more we chip away at all the bad stuff that's out there and get proper information, help more people. That's my thing.
Yeah.
What I want to achieve
it's
pretty
fucking
much.
sick, dude.
Yeah,
and it's
bro.
like gives you that freedom as well, as you said. Like if I fly down to the beach, I'm gonna go do programming down the beach.
Yeah, I want to go Bali for 2 weeks. I go Bali for 2 weeks. Like, that'll be good.
I'll see you there, bro.
But yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on? There might be us. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for having
Fucking
us.
awesome. Nah, thank you for having me in the beautiful gym. So just give us a little where you guys are in that as well.
Yeah, so we're New South Head Road, EDGECLIFF. So if you go, we usually say next to Flavour of India. So like most people know where Flavour of India is.
Yeah.
If you're around the east, or like
Numbers there as well.
Numbers there as well. Yeah, don't prank call me.
Definitely prank call.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, so movementdistrict.com.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks again, boys.
Cheers, bro.
I'm done.